Before we start, I'd like to go over some do's and don'ts of pole work. One bit of advice that I would like to give people is don't wear any jewelry. This means no rings, no necklaces, no big loop earrings. Just in case you catch your finger on one, rip one out, ouch, very painful. Number 2 is no heavy lotions. Try not to put on lotion right before you jump on the pole. If you know that you're going to be working on the pole and you have heavy lotion on, my advice is to wash it off in the bathroom and then work on the pole. If you have heavy lotions or rings on the pole, what can happen is 1, the rings can scratch up the pole, and 2, you can get blisters from those rings. Also, if you have heavy lotions on, you can slide down that pole and you won't get any grip to do some of the more complicated moves. So another little link that a lot of dancers use is called a hip dip, or at least I call it a hip dip, because you take your hips, wiggle them, and dip them, like so. Up against the pole, I'm going to take my right hip, push it out to the side as I dip down and push it back in towards the pole. Dip, push, just like so. Not a very difficult move, but if you're not used to wiggling your hips in such a manner, it can be difficult. There's a dip hip. You can also do a dip hip either way. It really depends on the music and what kind of mood you're in. If you do this move again and again, you'll find that you twist a little bit on your toes in order to get this move right. By staying up on your toes, you work your calf muscles and your quads and your hamstrings, also a little bit of your buttocks. So there's your hip dip. This next move I call the hip dip open leg. It's basically the same as the hip dip, same motion with your hip, except now your legs are open. It's almost like squatting, only you twist your toes while you do it. I'm going to demonstrate this with heels first. So here's my open legs. One of my feet is going to face out. The other foot is going to face towards the pole. You're going to dip by bending your knees, twist on your toes so that your feet switch position and come back up. So it's a dip and twist, dip and twist. The further down you dip, the more workout you get. If you do this behind the pole, you can also use the pole to pull you back up. If you don't want to use the pole and just use your legs, you get more of a leg workout. I'll demonstrate this barefoot next. So this is how that move would look barefoot. Stay up on your toes. Once again, that foot is out, this foot is straight. Bend your knees, twist, and come back up. Bend your knees, twist on those toes, and come back up. The further you go down, the more workout you get. So these moves that are going to be in this series are basically what I like to call the in-betweens, or the links that make everything go together. So everything else that you've looked at over the course of these videos can all sort of be linked together with these moves. Or you can link these moves all together to create your own little routine that I'll demonstrate for you right now.